Anyway,
yeah. So and the rhythm too was
Eternity has they've put us in the right mood.
Yeah.
They have.
And they've been nominated too for the TGM. So.
Yes, for the TGM.
No, but this song is really nice.
But
I actually thought it was a Nigerian song when I heard it from the beginning. Then they said Bosha, Ubom, or something.
so they're speaking to you.
Yeah, they're very young, vibrant gospel group that
localized.
you know,
Oh, but I like it.
recent gospel musicians have, you know, they've turned it up a notch.
Yeah.
So, you know, gone were the days when gospel music would always criticize you and make you believe that you're going to hell. You know, like, Osruni mi fie.
Stand by flowers.
You know,
Oh,
in the middle of the road.
Oh,
but we used to have,
you are condemned.
No, but we used to have this. I think in the 90s, Danny
Nete.
the
late
Nete.
Danny
He used to
Nete.
do a lot of.
memory of
Yeah, he used to do a lot of these
But I
R&B
like
style.
Osruni Mifie.
Yeah. Was it
I think she was,
No,
yes.
Osruni Mifie is.
No,
it's
Florence Obinim.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Bishop Obinim's
So,
wife.
so I
that's
tell you
true.
what, I grew up in the Church of Pentecost, and so I grew up with songs like that. And
Have you
it
left the
kept
Church
us,
of Pentecost?
No, I'm still in the Church of Pentecost.
Oh,
It kept
okay.
us on our toes, believing that if you did the wrong thing, you're going straight to hell.
But I think
both.
Oh yeah,
we
yeah,
still
in
need
fact,
those songs.
Exactly.
Venice Affair also came with.
Exactly.
So you
So
see
my
my brother. That song when I hear it, I feel like I'm
Life
a
is
West
so
sinner. Like, okay, when am I going to repent? Because who knows? Tomorrow I might not wake up. But those are really good songs
Yes.
as well. At least they remind you. These ones get you in the mood. They praise God and all.
Exactly.
But you need the ones that remind you that's my friend. You don't have
Charlie,
time
you
on
need
it.
to-
If you
You
don't,
know?
exactly. If
Yeah.
you don't sit up and worship God the way you're supposed to, you're condemned. And but you know, like you said, these ones also remind us that God is love and
Yes.
there's a lot of joy in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
And you know, so
You know, the
so we
thing,
need a balance of
the thing I
both.
particularly love about some of these songs is the ones that make you realize that you're sin
Yeah.
or you did something wrong is when, let's say, you know, the things that we do at the workplace or in the society where we're always either corrupt, embezzling, etc. And then you go to church and then it dawns on you that throughout the week you were immoral or you stole money or you did some connection or fictitious deal at work. Then, but when you have some of these joyful ones, that one dear Charlie, all the way you climax the week Sunday with a good feeling.
That's why Jesus died for us.
Yes.
So that he can forgive us. He's constantly forgiving us.
I think that the special prosecutor needs some of these songs.
To do what?
The old one or the current
The
one?
current one, because he's usually, you know, Ankwanuma. So sometimes
what
he needs this.
What about
this
the
type.
old one?
The old one.
He needs
both.
Osruni
He needs
music.
both. He needs both. And you know, the special prosecutor has just come out with the latest, and apparently, he alongside, or if not the office alongside the Controller and Accountant General, they are playing the role of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
How?
Oh, reading payroll of ghost names. We know that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has said that he had done that with SNIT and all that. So we thought everything was fine. Apparently, the special prosecutor is still working. Wow. He's looking at the low-hanging fruits, in my perspective.
Well, it's interesting that he looked at just one region, the northern region, and from the northern region alone, apparently from their investigation, they've been able to save us 34 million Ghana cedis and over.
And counting.
And counting. And the focus was, this is staggering, because the focus was just on the Ghana Education Service and the Tamale General Hospital. So just these two institutions, they found ghost names, an alarming number of ghost names of people who are either dead, no longer work in the service, are missing people, or people who have actually never worked in the service at all, who they have referred to as, you know, ghosts, like we often refer to as ghosts.
Non-existent people,
They're
but with names.
non-existent people. And like you said, this is an investigation between the Special Prosecutor and the Controller and Accountants General Department. And this is just the beginning.
So we need to ask this as our question of the day. What do they think about all this, the issue about ghosting, the role by the OSP? You think it's playing his role well now that we have this coming on? After moving on from Cecilia Adapa, at least this one gives us some concrete
cashback.
I think so.
Yeah.
Does it really? I mean, yes, we've saved it, but then what happens to the people who have been found guilty? Are they going to prosecute them? Or are we just putting out this report and expecting another institution to take up, you know, the job of prosecuting these people?
Exactly.
Because I feel like we talk a lot. We always talk about, I remember that the Auditor General also came out with a whole report about how, you know, we're losing so much money. It was what, 5 million Ghana cedis or so at the time? 5 billion, right? And the question was, so what were we doing beyond just expecting these people to pay back the monies? Has anybody been prosecuted? I haven't heard of
people
anything
were
like that.
surcharged and all that.
But should we just leave it as surcharging them? What about prosecuting them? And it's the same thing I'm asking with this recent report as well.
You're discussing that on big issues,
exactly.
Exactly. And all the people who have been receiving these monies, this for 34 million and over, all the people who have been receiving these monies, what happens to them? And for how long have they been receiving these monies for?
So only God knows, honestly. And this study was conducted between, December last year and April this year. So just within that short period, we've been able to, discover this
amount.
So that should tell you the rot that's been going on for the last couple of years.
And this
if
is Tamale
they move to the rest of the 15
region alone.
The other 15 regions were in trouble.
I see.
We are in trouble.
But we also have a discussion in which we want to give some level of education on what really the whole process is, or what the law says about the action taken by Martin Amidu to remove the special prosecutor, Kisi Jabin, from office.
Exactly. We've had a lot of commentary on the matter. I'm listening to some lawyers and pundits talk about it. Today on the show, we want to go into the matter properly so that we can give our viewers and, of course, ourselves a proper education on what this petition means and what the proper process is if one wants to have the special prosecutor removed. And whether or not, one of the questions that have been asked over and over again is why or how the president has been able to act very swiftly. What exactly does the law say about this? All that you need to know about this and more we'll bring to you right after Big Issues. But Bella, what's our second topic on Big Issue?
Well, so the minority is also alleging that, some or all majority MPs in Parliament have been given a quota of 30 people per constituency to be hired into the security agency. So the military service, Ghana Police Service, etc.
So meaning party people?
Yes.
Wow.
But these are allegations that the minority is leveling against, government. And I've heard from the Interior Minister who says that that's actually false. There's nothing like that. In fact, they have not even given the dynamics as to exactly who they intend to recruit. In fact, they know that those who had tried to get in the past and couldn't get in, they're the ones who will be called to reapply if they are interested. But even that, they have not given the requirements necessarily. So he doesn't know where this allegation is coming from. So we'll get into that conversation and see who is telling the truth and who is not at this point. But I think before that as well, you also have a conversation.
Well, we're going to the markets, but specifically going to the importers at Abosoka and go ask them what they think about, the instability being experienced when it comes to the US dollar and the Ghana cedi. So they're fighting currently. They're just not holding up, so we'll see.
Yeah.
And so we're going to speak to them, and this time we'll bring that content to you, certainly.
One of the things I would want to follow up on would be the nurses, the nursing trainees. Have they received the allances?
They're 107. I think it would take some time.
It will, right? But they said Thursday, last week. Thursday.
On Thursday, the money was supposed to be released by the controller. So
was it released?
So perhaps it will take a bit of time. So we don't know. But if of course, if any of our viewers, if you are one of the nursing trainees and you're watching us, you can let us know when you call.
Special good morning to Dr. Ukuboy.
This morning segment has begun. We already have Megina who's joined us on the phone lines. Good morning, Megina.
Good morning, my dear ones.
Good morning to you too. You're welcome. Our first caller, as always. What are your thoughts on this issue of ghost names?
This is a fishy deal, not ghost names.
A fishy deal.
It's a well-planned thing.
Why?
Because as I speak, I want Office of the Special Prosecutor to come and investigate Youth Employment Agency in Bono region.
Okay.
You know what? I am telling you, I will petition Yoko and Co. They should investigate it. I will go there personally. We will not sit down for them to use our money. You know what they do? They did.
What did they do?
They will give you money. They will plan people that we are going to give you a seed money of this. At the end of the day, they will go back and take a percentage of money, which they mean, which they are. They will not. They know they will not pay back. You see what is going on in this country? And as I speak too, please, Ghana Police Service should set up. The Police Act does not permit them to go and arrest somebody and beat the person to pulp.
Okay,
to the extent that the person nearly died.
Regina, thank you.
Thank you, Regina, for that
Regina
call.
is talking about like 3-4 issues.
Yeah, well, he's very troubled this morning, and understandably so. You can also call us. The phone number is on the screen. Let us know your thoughts on this issue of ghost names that have recently been uncovered by the OSP and their controller. Now, you can also cash out this morning. Remember, you can win 1,000 Ghana cedis by dialing *439#. If you are an MTN subscriber or a Telecel subscriber, you can win 1,000 cedis. We are giving away 4,000 cedis this morning. So dial now and win. Select option 2 for TV3 and then follow the prompts and win *439#. That's the short code for MTN and for Telecel subscribers this morning on the show.
Okay. We have Alaji on the phone. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, now.
Good morning. This is Bella. But tell us what...
Bella, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. So what do you think about...
This is Alaji Bini Europe Shele.
Thank you for joining us,
Alaji Bini
Alaji.
Yoruba Shele.
Nobody can mention the name in the studio.
Oh, Roland just tried.
Roland, you can mention it.
Yes, Alaji Bini Yoruba Shele.
Bini Europe Shele.
That's the same
that's
thing.
just what he said.
Alaji Bini Yoruba Shele.
S-H-E-L-I.
Hey, okay, Alaji, please tell us what's on your mind this morning.
Bella,
Yes, sir.
if you look about the special prosecutor petition, I think he'd be like a planned petition. And Akufo-Addo appointed that special prosecutor. When you look about that petition, when he started it with Martin Amido, and Martin Amido resigned, and you appointed new special prosecutor, what they did for the counter, that person did nothing for the counter. He just misused our taxpayers' money. Even if he say he want to prosecute this corrupt person, he refused to prosecute it. So we don't have trust in the special prosecutor, and we don't have a trust in the Akufo-Addo too.
Oh.
So the most corrupt president we never have in this country is President Akufo-Addo.
But,
So they need to...
Alaji, but it's the same special prosecutor that has come up with this report. And he says that if it wasn't for the fact that they had discovered some ghost names in the system, we would have had to pay about 34 million Ghana cedis by the end of this year to people who didn't exist. So is he not working? Is this not good enough?
It's not working anything in the country. It's not
Alaji,
working anything in the country. He just increased the corruption in the country. So,
Alaji, thank you. Alaji, I have this one from Sherry Giovanni, who says, Mr. Kisie Jabin has proven beyond all reasonable doubt that he's capable of doing this special prosecutor job. He's a tough guy, and these are the things Mr. Alamisi Amidu failed to do. And he says that he's greedy because he hasn't achieved like the young man has. Elijah Deku also says, hey, okay, I'm celebrating my birthday today. Or Elijah Deku, happy birthday to you. You are based in Ho in the Volta region. And you say that all these are all gimmicks. The special prosecutor needs to make sure he goes after Cecilia Dapa and not all these ghost names and headmasters who exist or don't exist. These are all small, small fishes, you say. Okay. Happy birthday to you, Elijah Deku.
Interesting.
Right, Kwesi has just joined us on the line from Praso. Good morning, Kwesi.
Good morning, Bella.
This is Na. Kwesi, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You want to comment on the special prosecutor and the controller's recent investigation?
Yes, please. I have some few questions to ask.
Okay.
You see, the Vice President told us that the Ghana card is going to solve all these ghost name issues. So what is happening? What is happening to the validators who validated those ghost names? What is happening to them? What is happening to those who paid those money? Why is it that people are not being brought to book? We need to ask these questions, ask those heads of institutions that validated those people, and find out why they brought on those names, while those names are not supposed to be on the payroll. So it is just bothering my mind. Where did they get those Ghana cards to input those names on the payroll? So I think it is a collaboration between those head of institutions and then the controller themselves, because they can't get those people on the.
All right, we lost him there, but that's a very important point he makes about validation, because in the report, there's one school in the Kumbungu district, an entire school which actually does not exist. And yet every month, the names of the staff who do not exist on the payroll are validated every month, and they are paid. An entity that does not exist at all. And I think, you know, Bella, when you think about it, it shouldn't end here with such a revelation.
Exactly.
We should know exactly what will be done. One, to prevent this from further happening in the future, and also those who are guilty, those who are found guilty, what's going to be done to them. We need to hear
It's something
more.
the Auditor General publishes every year.
Exactly.
And we see that in the Public Accounts Committee. I mean, it's not.
Nothing happens.
It's not news.
The Ghana National Association of Teachers, they are not too happy with this report because they're saying that they should have been involved in the whole process. I mean, GES was not involved. They're saying Ministry of Education was not involved when this investigation was ongoing. And so how then do you suddenly come up with a report like this and say that there are ghost names and there are people who were being validated when they didn't exist? So they are also raising, you know, some eyebrows on this and concern. So we hope that we can speak to them and find out exactly what they mean by that. Because I thought this would be a good thing and they would all embrace it and say, finally, we're getting someone to do the job and we're getting people off the list.
I can understand what they feel and how they feel, because if you have non-existing ghost names who are in the education sector, it will mean that the perpetrators of the act necessarily are not educationists. So where do you tackle it from? Is it from the Controller and Accountant General's Department or wherever, or at the Ministry of Education, or at the headquarters of, or the various offices of the Ghana Education Service? And I feel that the end result or the victims then will be the teachers in the classroom, while they are not the perpetrators of the act.
I mean, to be fair, there were quite a number of teachers or staff who were put back on the payroll after the investigation was done. So I'm guessing, you know, of course, due diligence was done, because if you look at the report, it says that out of the 1,265 people that were investigated whose handles or whose bank accounts were halted, in fact, they found out later that 1,020 of them were actually real staff. And so they put them back on the payroll and they are receiving their money, and the rest are the ones that are being questioned now.